Facebook login/registration, Google login/registration, and many more social logins. To set up and install social login and social registration on your website, I recommend using a plugin called WordPress Social Login by the company called Mini Orange. This is the plugin WordPress Social Login. I recommend this plugin because I have not found or discovered another plugin that is as simple and easy to use as this plugin. This plugin is simple and easy to install social login and social registration on our website. I will leave a link to their website in the description below. There are many other social login plugins, but this plugin is the only one I discovered that has social login for Russian, Korean, Chinese, and Thai websites. WordPress Social Login plugin can create a social login and social registration for English websites such as Google, Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, LinkedIn, and a lot more. WordPress Social Login plugin can create a social login and social registration for Russian websites such as Kontakt, Yandex, Odnoklassniki, and Mail.ru. WordPress Social Login plugin can create a social login and social registration for Korean websites such as Kakao and Naver. WordPress Social Login plugin can create a social login and social registration for Chinese websites such as WeChat and Weibo. Here is a list of all of the social login and social registration this plugin can create. This plugin works with WordPress, Atlassian, Drupal, and Joomla. Plus, to set up and install social login and social registration for Google, Amazon, LinkedIn, Yahoo, Kontakt, Kakao, Naver, WeChat, Weibo, and 40 other social websites, all you need is an email address. However, to set up and install social login and social registration for Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, you need a Facebook account, an Instagram account, a Snapchat account, and a Twitter account. For the paid or pro version of this plugin, this plugin works with WooCommerce, BuddyPress, MailChimp, Paid Memberships Pro, Ultimate Member, and applications like Discord and HubSpot. Plus, this plugin has shortcodes capabilities. Shortcodes allow you to put the social login and social registration on any page of your website. However, other than WooCommerce, I do not know if this plugin works with different payment gateways or subscription plugins. This plugin has an assign user role and a user redirection function that will redirect a customer to a payment gateway such as PayPal. However, this does not mean that it will keep customers who did not pay from accessing the website's subscription pages. Thus, this plugin is not a subscription plugin. This plugin will not tell you if the customer paid or did not pay. This plugin will not keep registered customers who did not pay from the pages that are only for customers that paid. Basically, this plugin will only log in and register customers. Plus, the Pro version has a lot of other functions, such as Google reCAPTCHA, customer profile completion, and domain restriction. As you can see, there are no social login and social registration icons on the forum page, the login, or the registration page. In the WordPress repository, this plugin is called WordPress Social Login. I will leave a link to the WordPress website page that has this plugin in the description below. Now, I'm going to install and activate this plugin. Remember that in the WordPress repository the plugin is called WordPress Social Login. I will try and show the following slowly. This way, you will have an idea of everything this plugin has to offer. These are the social logins that comes with the free version. These are the social logins that comes with the pay version. This is how much the pay version cost. This is how much the add-ons cost. On the left side of the plugin, go to the bottom and click User Profile. This page is where you register your website with the plugin's creator. This will allow you to not have to create most of the social logins manually. All you need to do is type your email address, create a password, and at the bottom click Register. Now, on the left side, click Configure Apps. Like you see here. For Google, Amazon, LinkedIn, Yahoo, Contact, and others, on the bottom right side, all you have to do is click it on. This will activate or turn on the social login for that website. This is all you have to do for most of the social apps. However, for Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Dribbble, and Discord, you have to manually configure the apps. As you can see, when you click on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Dribbble, or Discord, the plugin gives you instructions on how to set up apps for these websites. I am not going to review how to set up Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Dribbble, or Discord. The instructions are kind of the same for all of these apps. Some are a little more complicated compared to others. Plus, the instructions give you a redirect or callback internet address. Now, on the left side, click Customize Login Icons. This page allows you to customize the look of each social icon. On the right side, look at the preview. You can change the icons from a long button to a square button. You can change the color, change the size, and change the spacing. If you want to change the position of each icon, then go back to Configure Apps. The top left side of the icon allows you to move each icon to a new position. On the left side, click Display Options. On this page, you are telling the plugin where to show or display the social icons. As you see here, I have the icons displayed on the comment page, the forum page, and on a regular page. If you are using a plugin to hide the administrative login, then you cannot use this plugin. This plugin will override that plugin and display the administrative login. This plugin registers and login customers directly into WordPress. If you look at the top, the administrative login link is showing. Most subscription plugins register and log in customers directly into the subscriptions plugin backend and then transfer this information to WordPress. Thus, the customer never sees the administrative login page. The pro or paid version of this plugin does this for WooCommerce, BuddyPress, Paid Memberships Pro, Ultimate Member, and Members Press. On the left side, click Redirection Options. On this page, you are telling the plugin where to take the customer after they log in, log out, or after they have registered. On the left side, click Registration. In regards to role mapping, you want to make sure that anyone who registered has a user role of subscriber. If you give them another role, then they will be able to make changes to your website. The remainder of this page is self-explanatory. In fact, this whole plugin is self-explanatory. Therefore, I am going to jump to Profile Completion. On the left side, click Profile Completion. The first button is telling the customer who does not have a social account like Facebook, Google, etc., to create a user ID and email. Then you will send them an email verification, which will allow them to complete the registration. This is good for Instagram and Twitter because they do not provide an email address for the customer. WordPress requires a person to have an email address. If you want to use Instagram or Twitter social registration, you must click the first box. The second button is telling the customer who does not have a social account, with one of the social icons you put on your website, to create a user ID and email. However, you will not send them an email verification. For this button, email verification is not required to complete the registration. This message is telling you that Instagram and Twitter will not provide an email address for the customer to use to registration. As you see here, WordPress requires an email address. Thus, for WordPress, without an email address, the customer will not be able to register. Thus, your website needs the ability to send emails. Having a website email address like customer service at lisacoffee.com does not give your website the ability to send emails. If your website hosting is with an all-in-one hosting provider such as GoDaddy or SiteGround, then your website will have the ability to send emails. If you do not know if your website can send an email, then create a new user with a different email address. Next, check the email to see if you got the email. If your website cannot send an email, then you will have to use an email service such as Amazon SES, which is free. You can also use an SMTP email plugin. An SMTP email service plugin is easier to set up and install compared to Amazon SES, but most of them are not free. The plugin I use is WP Mail SMTP. As you see here, the Pro version of the plugin WP Mail SMTP works with Gmail, Amazon, and many other email service companies. However, many other SMTP email plugins will give you the same thing for free. For example, the plugin called WP Offload SES Lite will set up Amazon SES for free. Plus, it has a video tutorial which will make it simple to set up and install Amazon SES on your website. I will leave a link to the WP Offload plugin in the description below. The video tutorial is on this website page and is part of WordPress.org. However, this video tutorial is only in English. Now, let's see the results of our work. As you see here, the social icons are showing or displaying on the forum page, the regular website page, the registration page, and the login page. When I use one of my Gmail emails addresses to run a test, it shows that it works. As you can see in the top right side, the plugin registered and logged in the new customer. When I go into the back end of my website, this new customer only has access to their profile. Since this customer is only a subscriber, they can only change things in their profile, and nothing else. When I log in as the administrator, then I can see the customer's profile. You can see their email address, but you cannot see their password. In fact, the way WordPress works, you cannot see the administrator's password. WordPress does not allow you to have access to any passwords, not even your own password.
If you like this video, then hit subscribe, so that YouTube will show it to more people.